Alright, now we're going to look at doing the base pad 1-point perspective. The answer is right up here in front of us. But before we start anything, we basically just got to draw this front view right here, and then we'll be pulling off everything from our bottom center, which will be down here, to our vanishing point. So let's start off by drawing a line that is 3/4 tall, but I'm going to go 5 1/4 wide. 5.25 wide by 0.75 tall by 5.25 long. So there's the bottom one. Then we got to decide on how big this piece is right here and here. Well, we got 5 1/4 total minus 3 1/4 leaves us 2 inches, which means there would be 1 inch right here and 1 inch right there. So I'm going to draw a line then. From here, I'm going to come in 1 inch. I'm going to come up. Well, and how far do I come up? I got 1 3/8 minus 6/8. So you got 8/8 plus 3/8 is 11/8. 11/8 minus 6/8 is 5/8 up. And we know it is 3 1/4 tall, or 3 1/4 long. And then we'll come down to there. So it's already going to be a little bit different than what's that piece is that's up there, but that's okay. I'm going to keep it red for a minute. I'm going to draw my line. I'm going to make this white. You don't have to have yours red. I'm just going to have it start that way. I'm going to do my bottom center line. I'm going to go again at a 30-degree angle. And again, 30-degree angle is just what I'm giving you. And we'll go back at 12 since that's what we did before. 12 is going to be quite a ways back. That's okay. Now I just need to start connecting everything to that. So I've got now there back to my vanishing point. My mouse jumps around in this program that I use. I've got, come on, back to my vanishing point, and then I've got to go to this corner here, and I got 2 more. Back to my vanishing point, and to there. I'm going to go ahead and change my vanishing point, or my bottom center line, back to my vanishing point. I'm going to change that to a color of blue so we know it's different. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is get the overall width of the part on there. So I know that my thickness of the part is 2 1/4. So it's not going to be a huge number by no means. So I'm going to draw a line from that point. I'm going to go back to my bottom center and my vanishing point here. And I'm going to go back 2.25. And again, I go straight to the right, up to where it connects at, over to where it connects at. In this example, I can actually go all the way over to this line right here. Because that is where the bottom. So really I just made my bottom brick at this point. What I need to be able to do is run this one back. And what I mean by this one back is we got to know this space right there. And that space back is going to be 2 1/4 minus 1 1/4 is 1. So we know that this space is a half and that this space is a half. So since I know that's a half, I'm going to come in here and check my line. And again, I'll go back on my bottom center line at 0.5, and I'm going to run it around. to this line, that line. All I'm doing, I'm just taking that red top box and I'm going to bump it back, is all I'm really doing. I don't have to really run that other one back because I know this one's going to be straight. And when I touch that one down, that just bumped that top red one back a little bit. At this point, you really got to decide on what you are looking at. So we're not seeing this one anymore, this one, or this one. So I'm going to delete that. We can bump this one back to it. And I can bump this one to it. We can get rid of a few lines here. Bump that one over. And now we got to get this back edge here. What we just produced is this edge right there for this face. So now we need to actually make it the 1 1/4 long. So we got to basically give this top part of the base pad a depth in this area. Alright, what I shouldn't have done on this one here is I shouldn't have actually erased all my stuff, because we did know that this was a 1/2 inch and then we got a 1 1/4. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to draw my line from my bottom center line back 0.5 like we had it, and then I'm going to keep it going at 1.25, which is 1 1/4. And now when I shoot that 1 1/4 line over, up, and around, this is going to give me that back edge of the top of that base pad. So now if I start erasing stuff out that I don't need, I'm just going to start deleting things here, because I should be done unless I'm mistaken here. Alright, this is the back of my part. I'm not going to see that, so I want to bring it over to the edge here that I need to bring it over to. I got this bottom center line that I could bring from it's not letting me select it for whatever reason. To there. So I'm starting to get my part the shape that we need. Now I really just need to trim out a lot of stuff. So I'm just going to come up here to the trim button. I'm going to select everything. Now let's get rid of all these pieces here. So we're almost there. It looks like either this one's going to be trimmed or I can just pull it back is what I'm going to do. And I can get rid of this little 1/2 inch bottom center line thing that I used. I got it on there twice. Now this one's a slightly different look here because I used a 6 inch instead of a 12 inch line for my bottom center line, but there we go. That would be your 1-point perspective of a base pad.